Welcome to episode 114 of the Muff Podcast, a member of the Odd Pods Media Network. Listen in as we discuss the dark and sometimes weird true stories in American politics. I'm Tina Jaramillo.
And I'm Hillary Doherty.
Hillary, I know that you've had some very sad news this week.
Top of my list. Wow. You know exactly what's on my mind.
I know.
So many things.
I have it in all letters across.
Yeah.
Ted with a lot of D's because I know that you were going to be sad.
Yeah. So my beloved.
Oh my God.
My unrequited, super secret lover, boyfriend, Ted Deutsch.
I was shocked, really.
Is not going to run for re-election. And he's my U.S. House rep. You're a U.S. House rep, yeah? Very upsetting, I gotta tell you. Although here's the thing, I respect so much of this. I mean, he got a job offer. I'm so happy for him.
Yes.
And I'm not really worried about the seat. I think the seat will go to a Democrat, but
fingers crossed.
Yeah, no, I think it will. It's just we're losing someone I really respect, and quite frankly, someone I could possibly run into from time to time. You know what I mean? Who I have a super crush on.
Ooh.
So that's upsetting to me. Like now he's coming out and getting out of the public eye.
Maybe you'll see him more. Maybe he'll be around here. Yeah.
Oh yeah, but I don't live very close to him.
We take a trip.
Anyway, I was thinking maybe we could contact Brandy, who works for him, and I'm gonna send her my condolences, of course, but also see if he can come in and do the podcast again and maybe just do like a your career wrap up kind of thing. Now, I am interested in what he has to say, but it's also purely selfish. So I could sit in the same room with Mr. Ted Deutsch.
Oh, we could do it actual live this time.
Yeah. So anyway, I just, I'm of course heartbroken, but also like, thank you so much for serving and being an incredible Democrat these last, I think, what is it, like 8 terms did he serve or something? Yeah. So the other half of that is like, of course, who's going to jump on the race? And there are so many really loud rumors that our friend and fierce enemy, Chip LaMarca, is going to run for that seat as a Republican.
Oh, do it, Chip.
Please.
Do it.
Yes. Do it. I have so much faith in you. Run, Chip LaMarca. Go, Chip LaMarca. Run, motherfucker.
God. Yeah, we should send that clip to him and he'll be like, wow, look at these girls that like me.
Chip, I really think you can win. You should run for that seat. Good for you, Chip.
But he has...
My God, the ego on this motherfucker.
He has enough ego to do it.
He thinks he can fill Ted Deutsch's shoes and go to fucking D.C. Yes, you can do it. Please. Please
get
run.
Out.
Please
away.
Run. Get the fuck out, you piece of shit. Because let's talk about what passed the Florida Senate. We've been bitching and complaining for weeks about what was happening in the Florida House. So let's talk about now we'll go to the Senate. And the greatest thing about the Florida Senate, or what was the greatest thing, because now the Florida Senate is a fucking swamp, is that the Florida Senate, no matter who was in charge, Republicans or Democrats, would tell the governor no.
Yes. Oh, no, we don't have that anymore.
Slap the governor's hand.
We don't have that anymore.
But we don't have that anymore. We got Wilton Simpson, who I was in an elevator with, by the way, once in fucking Tallahassee. He had a tie on with pictures of all his grandchildren. And he was one of those fucking smug pieces of shit sitting there telling women about abortion. He's now the Senate president. This motherfucker. So, Lauren Book. My God. Yeah. Did you see this?
I didn't see all of it.
Holy fuck, bro. So, a little bit about Lauren Book, if you don't know. She's of course, I've talked about her on the show. Yes. I was very upset with her a couple of months ago, but all right. She's the Democratic Majority Leader in the Senate, and she's from Broward. And she's known for Lauren's Kids, which is an organization her father started because Lauren was the victim of child abuse for years at the hands of a babysitter. Oh. Okay? And they were integral in passing tons of laws to protect children who are survivors of abuse, of sexual abuse. A lot of those laws about how child predators, or if you've been convicted, you can't live near a school or park. Those are all laws that these two were very in.
And big we still get notifications now. Like I got a notification the other day. Like a predator has moved to a different area within your vicinity. You get those. Yeah. Which is good. She's a Florida senator here from Broward, and she's on the floor. And I'm not going to repeat her story because it's incredibly triggering, but she said, she's like, I hate being known as this child sexual survivor. Right, that's not really,
It's a part of who I am, but it's my past. She said, but there's things you don't know. And then she laid out this story of what had happened to her at 13, which is it's my daughter's age.
Yeah.
What this babysitter did to her, and then allowed other people to do to her.
Oh my God.
And this woman, my God, Tina, and laid it all out and talked about, she was trying to introduce an amendment to exclude rape victims and victims of human trafficking.
They don't care.
Victims of incest from a 15-week abortion ban. And the Senate said no.
Yeah.
And that cunt, Kelly Stargell, this woman needs to get the fuck out of this goddamn Senate and out of this house. She is the woman who is in charge. She's the one who introduces these abortion bills year after year after year.
Because she's been there and said,
I'm so sorry to hear your story. I'm so sorry for what you had to go through. A colleague of hers.
Can we stop calling these women?
Yeah, traitors. She's a fucking traitor.
They're not women.
Yeah, she's a traitor. And then she was basically like, I got pregnant at 17, and I had the baby.
Oh,
and
well, good for you. Not everybody has that life. Not everybody has the support. Not everybody wants to do that. Not everyone has been indoctrinated to think you have to do that.
And she said Planned Parenthood is not a business. A business is, they're in the business of killing babies.
Oh God.
I went to Planned Parenthood. Kate and I were talking about this last night. There was a Planned Parenthood on Dixie Highway in Fort Lauderdale where I went to get birth control, where I had passengers. I was in my 20s, had no fucking insurance.
It was there forever.
Yeah, I was not going there to get an abortion. It was health care for women. It's health care.
Birth control there was like, I think I was paying $5 a month or something like that. 5 or 15. It was
I gotta tell you, I think my fucking birth control was like it was like $10 maybe. It was so
very
fucking cheap.
Affordable. And for like 3 months. Or
so that I didn't ever have to have an abortion. Kelly.
Yeah.
Cunt face.
But many women had abortions at that facility.
It's the lack of empathy.
Many women had abortions
and
at
that's
that
okay.
facility, and that's okay.
Because it's none of your fucking business. And she said the reason why the exclusion shouldn't be in there is because that's what women will then claim to get the abortion. They'll claim rape.
Okay. Wow.
Tina.
Wow.
This is where we are. But anyway, just
so not forget about a victim. Forget about a victim because we're worried. Because women
are liars. Whore liars.
Well, women are liars. Right? They lie about rape. They lie about assault.
Yeah.
They lie about that's all they do.
Yeah.
That's all they do.
Yeah. You like to whore around and get pregnant and fuck it out. Oh, I was raped.
We have to come up with some other term for these women who are not women.
Well, I'm here for it.
They want to talk about, how they don't see trans women as women. They're not women.
Yeah.
They're not women.
You're right.
Because any woman would not do this to another woman. I don't understand. The
women who do it have no clue. They've never been through anything where they are in that position. I really don't think they have.
Or those that maybe have been so taught.
Yeah. Oh, this is my fault.
Like that it's their fault, or that they have to do it, or there's pressure, and they don't. I think some people.
Here's the thing.
But I don't care.
That's right. It doesn't matter. Kelly Stargell should get her shit together.
Yeah.
And it's not our business to try to convince her. There are fucking other people in that house. There's other people in the Senate who could have fucking stopped this and could come to their senses. And so anyway, Florida now has a ban on abortion at 15 motherfucking weeks. That's going to be signed. That'll be signed into law.
What are people going to do? I don't understand what we're doing in this country. I really don't. And I want everybody to go back to science class. I want you to go back, and I think I've said it before, but I remember as a kid, my mom had all the remember the Time Life, stupid books, and one of them was on the miracle of life or whatever it was, and I used to go through it, and you would see all the different stages, and I remember as a kid going, wow, it doesn't even look like a baby until way down here. It's not a baby.
Yeah.
It's not a baby. Stop saying that it's a baby. No one's killing babies. Stupid.
I think for me, it's more about the human being who needs this to be done.
Yes.
No matter how this happened. It's none of my business.
It's no one's business. And sometimes stuff happens. Birth control isn't 100%.
And why?
And no one, and I'm sorry,
what the government is,
people have sex.
Yeah.
They've been having it for, God. Go back to the earliest literature. People are having sex. I remember seeing one thing where they found like this pile of trash, and in it was like early porn. And they were like, wow, like this is what people are reading because people have sex, like, and that's fine.
Well, you know, it's an instinct. It's an animal instinct. And we're animals.
And sometimes people get pregnant. Sometimes women get pregnant from that, but that doesn't mean, and I think we talked to someone about this, about how like early abortions and like with the people that women would go to, because this isn't like a newfound thing. Durant. Yes, this isn't a newfound thing. Like, come on. It's just a continued attack. And what do they do? And I put this in a tweet, but it's always in the dead of night.
Yeah. Because
they are cowardly fools.
Yeah.
Who can't face the light of day. Because if what you were doing was so righteous and so good, it would be out in the open for all to see. But you can't do that because you know it's wrong.
And they don't think it's going to affect their reelection.
Please.
That's what Chipple Marcus said. It's not going to affect my reelection. That's what Chipple Marcus said to the Sun Sentinel. Did you know that? Did you see that last week? The Anthony Mann wrote an article for the Sun Sentinel, and it was all about like asking Republicans, your vote for this, do you think it's going to affect your reelection? And Chip LaMarca fucking quoted on the record, I don't think this is going to be an issue.
Yeah. So every woman out here in Broward, in his district, you can't trust him. He does not have your back. He doesn't care about you, and he doesn't think you matter.
You know, it's a funny thing. Here's my fucking theory about men and abortion. Speaking of fucking, I think if a man likes to please a woman and can please a woman, make her come is what I'm saying. Okay. Sorry, let's get down to it. If he can give her an orgasm and he's like successful at that, it's like and he'll work until it happens. Like he cares about making this happen. That person really likes women, cares about women, wants to take care of women.
Yes.
And I don't want to get it down to the basic animal thing, but that's what I'm saying, okay? I think the men that can't do that, because they're inadequate in every fucking way with their dicks and their fingers and their mouths and they can't get it done.
No,
they can't. It angers them that they don't know how to please a woman, and they don't. That's what I'm saying. Like, they don't care about women.
No.
So I think they vote for this. So what I'm saying is Chipple Marca's wife is very unsatisfied.
Ooh, probably.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, he's got those stubby fingers. What's he gonna do with them?
Well, that's what I mean. He's got like this. How does that work? It doesn't. Go to the YouTube. By the way, I've noticed on the YouTube, I do a lot of things where I'm like this, and really the audio doesn't pick up. What I did is I mimicked his Vienna sausage sized fingers, and there's no way it's hitting a clit at all.
No. I mean, sorry, Ms.
by the way,
Marca.
yeah, I'm so sorry about your lack of orgasms. Yeah. Well. That's a shame. That's a shame. I'm sure all the balls and functions and galas make up for it.
Yeah.
You know what? I can't wait to see your husband as a congressman.
Not gonna happen. But run for it.
Good. Please encourage him. Please encourage him.
Run for it.
Then you can go to Then you can go, instead of not having orgasms in Broward, you can not have orgasms in DC.
I would love. Yeah, but please run.
Come for me.
Do us all a favor.
And also just please come for me. Come for me. Come and get it. I'm ready to fucking serve it up.
Oh, she's gonna go toe to toe.
Yeah. I'm so sorry. Sorry about your no orgasms. Okay. Right. P.S. A big, huge, amazing thing are these students in Florida walking the fuck out of school on Thursday. Tina told me this is going to happen. Her students told her, bitch, we're walking out. And Tina's like, oh my God!
I know.
And they fucking did.
Ooh, they did.
And it happened everywhere across the state. It happened in the Capitol. It was fucking incredible.
Yeah.
Now it did pass the House, this Don't Say Gay bill for the schools. But it's going to the Senate. It'll be on the floor next week. I am praying to God that something happens. Because our sweet baby angel,
I doubt it.
Our sweet baby angel Chevron Jones is there, and I know this is going to be very emotional and hard for him to like have to fucking debate this goddamn thing because he's a teacher.
Right.
Don't forget he was a former teacher.
It's not right.
It's incredibly hateful. So. We'll see how that goes. Okay.
And that kid got in trouble. He's like permanently suspended.
The person who
permanently suspended for organizing and getting students to understand like that they have power and that they have a First Amendment right to protest.
Oh, it was incredible.
It's
Incredible.
Like, what kind of person?
I retweeted Anna Eskamani's tweet, and I got 13,000 likes on Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
Blowing that shit up. I was like, I said to a friend of mine, I wish this equaled fame and fortune, but it equals absolutely nothing. It's
you
nothing.
never know. You never know.
Also, so Wednesday, a few days ago, we're recording on Saturday the 5th. I recorded That Record Got Me High.
Yes.
And today that episode comes out. It is so good, Tina. Oh,
I can't wait.
By the way, I wanted to tell you, Rob's like, would Tina ever want to come on? I go, yeah, she'd come on. I said, what about Grateful Dead? He goes, nah, I won't do that. I go, well, then she's out. I said, she's fucking out.
I would do like the Mountain Goats.
Okay. Totally reach out to Rob. He'd love to have you on the podcast.
My husband should be on the podcast.
All right, listen, whatever.
I'm going to put my husband on that podcast.
If he'll do it. Will he do it?
I don't know. He might. If there was beer involved, maybe.
Yeah, he serves you alcohol. It's delicious. He made me a Moscow Mule, and it was so good. And it was so good to see Rob. He's lovely, and he just loves our podcast, and he loves the beginning of the podcast. I'm like, well, this sounds familiar. So thank you, Rob. Go check it out. That Record Got Me High. It came out March 5th, and of course, I cover Phoebe Bridgers. Ooh. And like a little bit of a spoiler, Rob loved it, which I was so fucking stoked about.
Yes,
so stoked.
That's
I also wanted to mention we had a little muck that came out on the 4th, March 4th with Viviana Rodriguez. She is part of Culture Strike, and it's amazing the work that she's doing with other people also in California.
And the intersection of art and activism. Yeah. It was really, really interesting, and I felt like really powerful. Yeah. Because that's how you reach people. Because not everybody wants to listen to like the news about politics, you know? And it's a way to engage people and get them to understand the seriousness of the issues that we're facing. Yeah.
And it really is amazing how she was talking about introducing LGBTQ characters into shows and things. Yeah. And they're really in our children's programming now. And this is part of why our children are so accepting. Like the things that they see. It's not just parents. It's the things that they, like how we teach our children.
It's what they consume.
It's the things that they say. So I don't know. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yes.
Yeah, I loved it. So,
and it's your birthday.
Oh, my birthday.
Do you want to do your present?
Do you want to do it now?
Do you want to do it now or after? What do you want to do?
We can do it now.
Okay, hold on. Wait, where did it go? Okay. So,
is this a place where you got it?
This is. It's called Sugarville.
Can we see it on the camera, I wonder? It looks like it.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay, cool. All
right.
It's
like a little local place.
Oh my goodness. Well, this is exciting.
So the story, this is so cheesy.
Here we go.
But you have gone through so much this year.
Oh, Tina.
And so
No,
I don't want you to cry, but you are an incredible mother, an incredible co-parent, an incredible daughter and friend and sister, and I love you so much. Mm-hmm. And I know, please don't cry. And you've gone through so much, so this is just like a little sort of like pamper, restart. I don't know. It's cheesy, but I don't know. I just love you so much. And I was like, I just want you to have, like, when you're floating around in your pool, but when you're floating around, like, just to have this sort of around you, I don't know. And to, like, start fresh, it's just, silly. It's silly. It's not a big deal at all. It's just...
Okay. Is there a card? Is this a card?
Oh, no. There is a card that so there's a card that's...
What is this?
This is a book of poetry all about like coming back together.
Oh,
and you know what I mean? I don't know. Like this was like, it's after feeling disconnected for so long, my mind and body are finally coming back to each other. Oh my God! And so it's all these beautiful poems about like that.
I think I know this person.
You do.
Yes.
You do.
Oh,
yes.
Tina,
so that was like, I don't know. I was like, oh, there's words and that's
what is like this?
Oh, it's incense.
Mm.
That's it. So it's incense, reading, floating.
I will read your card later because I'll probably cry.
No, I gave you this as a blank card for you to give to.
Ooh, sage.
Sage, because we gotta cleanse. You gotta cleanse.
This is so Tina. This whole group, I fucking love it so much.
And then the card is like my favorite.
What is this?
That's for your incense.
Okay.
It's like this pretty little
Love
burner.
It. Thank you.
And then the card is for you to give to whoever you want.
This?
Oh yeah, no, this is like another little...
Tina, this is so much.
It's just like, it's for your like witchcraft and like...
Oh, it's a crystal heart!
Yeah, I just wanted it to all be like good energy, good reset, good start. But you have to look at the card.
Right, hold on.
The card is for you to give to someone.
Wait.
Did it fall out? It's tiny. Oh, maybe it fell out.
Wait.
Oh, no.
Oh, here it is. Here
okay. Isn't that cute?
It says, I think you're dope on it.
Oh my God. So this store is so adorable.
Where is this?
It's in Dania, but the lady, there was so much that I was like, that I wanted to get for you.
Yeah.
That was like wall art stuff. Like the lady actually, she makes like her own art.
Nice.
And it's all like quotes from songs, from all different things. So there's like all different stuff that have like, like David Bowie quotes or all different things everywhere.
That. Yeah.
And it's really adorable. And so they have like this little crystal section. And so I went there.
This is a nice store.
It's a really nice store. And a friend of mine told me about it. And I was like, oh, that's where I'm going to go for
It's
called Sugar Boo.
Sugar Boo and Company.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, Tina, thank you so much.
So it's just for you to like,
I love it.
I
need it. Yes. This next week is going to be really fun.
And you got to cleanse those corners, girl. You got to smudge those corners.
I don't know what that is, but I will look it up on YouTube. I'm sure that's something
we'll have a day. We'll have a day.
Okay.
Whitney, I feel like, would be really good at helping us with
Yes, Whitney, come and help me. Oh my God. Thank you so much.
I love you.
I love you too. It's been a very strange week. I am officially single. Like, it's official.
Yeah, so that was that's why I felt like you needed just
I don't think I've processed this at all.
A reset.
Yeah.
Not a reset, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're and that's why the book of poems, like that was like sort of the first thing where I was like, oh, this just to read and connect, and it's all about your mind and yourself and kind of coming back together, and I don't know.
I love it. Thank you. Oh my God.
Okay. All right, we are on a time crunch.
Yes, let's
people.
Do it. Let's do it.
Let's do it today.
You're first.
All right. So today.
Thank you, Tina.
Oh,
thank you.
I love you.
I love you too.
So today I'm going to tell you the story of Tracie Hunter.
Oh.
In 2012, Tracie Hunter became the first Black woman to serve as a juvenile court judge in Hamilton County, Ohio. But when evidence surfaces that she used her position to help her brother, jurors sit in judgment of her actions.
Uh-oh.
This story was really hard for me because I kind of am seeing two sides to this, and maybe I'm being biased, but it feels like, or it seems like, that maybe she was, and there are things that she did that weren't right, but maybe because of her race, people were scrutinizing her a little bit more.
I believe that,
you know, and so I was struggling while I was doing the story, but we'll talk about it. So our story takes place in Hamilton County, Ohio, which is the third largest county in the state. There are around 830,000 people, so it's a pretty robust area.
Yeah.
And the trouble for Hunter began around 2014, so this is a pretty recent story. So I know I always say I don't have much background, and again, I don't have much background, but I did find a couple of things about Hunter, like in her start. So this is what it is. So she earned her BA from Miami University in Ohio. I always find that funny.
I know.
But I actually know someone that went to Miami University in Ohio. But anyway, and her JD from the University of Cincinnati. And she passed the bar in 1993. From there, she worked as an attorney. She worked as an attorney advocate, actually, for this organization called Pro Kids, and that was a group that helped kids who were abused and neglected. And she also worked for the Public Defender's Office, and she also worked as a private attorney. So she had a lot of experience before running for this position. And I also read that she worked as a general manager for the Kingdom Life Ministries, where she served as a pastor as well. Okay. So she, has a very strong faith, and she served as a pastor in this group, in this ministry. So the Cincinnati Enquirer reported that when Hunter first earned her seat as judge, it wasn't a clear and easy victory. So she first runs in this 2010 election, and it took her 2 years to be seated, because there was an issue about the votes and whether or not the votes were counted.
For 2 years?
For 2 years. So she, they say that she loses. So when the votes first come in, this guy Williams was declared the winner of the election. Okay. And Hunter files a lawsuit, and a recount was ordered by a U.S. District Court judge, this woman, Susan Dlott. And she said that Williams couldn't be seated until all the votes were counted. So there's this judge seat open. And it took 2 years because it was like it went to one court, then it went to another court, and then it, you know, kind of was like this back and forth. And finally, this one judge was like, oh, we're doing the recount. And the votes were recounted, and Hunter won. And in April of 2012, the recount found that she won by 74 votes.
Wow, so like I love this. I love when it happens. Yeah.
And according to a Case-Mine article, the miscount was due to poll worker error, and essentially they failed to count the provisional ballots accurately. And a provisional ballot, for those of you who don't know, that happens like if someone goes to the voting booth and maybe they can't verify their voter registration or there's an issue, they give them this provisional ballot, they can vote, and then they verify after the fact. So there was some error that happened there, and some of these votes didn't get counted. And so when she gets seated, WCPO reported that she took office alongside Williams. So this happened because in 2000, so now that seat's open, but in 2011, this other judge retires, and then Governor John Kasich, he ran for Kasich.
Yeah.
He appointed Williams to that seat that was vacated, and so that seat that was vacated made Williams like the senior level judge, and he got to pick like the courtroom that he wanted to, you know, preside over, and like, you know, all the other junior sort of judges had to defer to him. So they've kind of had this contentious, right, because they're in this race, and now she's won the recount, but he's already seated.
Oh gosh.
And so there might be some tension here between him, and he seems to have a lot of the prosecutor's office, all these other people seem to kind of be on his side.
Okay.
You know, that's how I read it. I didn't see any article that said it. It just
the courthouse is just as
reading.
The courthouse is just as political as any other place.
Yes.
You know.
So early on in her judgeship, she and the press had some tension. So apparently one of the papers, the Cincinnati Enquirer, so I got a lot of information from Cincinnati Enquirer, and then I would go and try to verify stuff because this paper, because she had a lawsuit with them, I felt was kind of very biased in the presentation of this case.
Yeah.
So I just want to put that out there that this newspaper that is revealing all this stuff is, you know, had this lawsuit with her. And basically what happened was there were these teens were involved in like beating up some guy. Like they beat the guy just because they were bored. It was called the Bored of Teens case. Like, but the newspaper released the names of those teens. And the judge got upset because they're minors and their names shouldn't have been released. So she's like, you guys don't get to come in my courtroom anymore. They're like, that's a violation of the freedom of the press. Like, we can't bar us from the courtroom. So this whole lawsuit happens, and there's tension there between these two entities, this person and the newspaper. So before she's indicted for the big thing that happens, the Cincinnati Enquirer, again, that newspaper, reported that there were some lawsuits filed against Hunter by the Hamilton County Public Defender's Office. So primarily the lawsuits dealt with her delay in finishing cases on time as allotted by the Ohio Supreme Court. So I guess when someone is given a court case, they have, for juvenile cases, a certain amount of time that they have to like finish this case by. And she was going over those limits. And WCPO reported that Williams, her political opponent from that original race, is the one who notified her that there were 75 cases beyond that 120-day limit.
Whoa!
And in August 2013, the public defender at the time, Ray Fowler, sues Hunter for failing to rule within that limit for 13 of the cases.
Why was it taking so long?
So there's a couple of reasons. But first, I just want to say that as a juvenile court judge, her job is to get them done in a timely way because kids are impacted by her decisions.
Come on.
And that Cincinnati Enquirer reported that her delays had a negative ramification on many of the children involved. They noted that they lost their chance to be adopted and even had placement in long-term foster care, which, if it's true, like, it's so messed up.
Yes.
So messed up.
That's a long, dude. Because of the divorce, like it took forever to do everything.
Yes,
and it's like if you can get this shit done and its kids are involved, like fucking do
get
it.
It done. Get
Come
it done.
on.
But Judge Hunter did defend herself, and according to Ballotpedia, she had this to say about those charges. I questioned the Enquirer's, Judge Williams's, and the public defender's motivations for misrepresenting data.
Come on.
They all knew children were languishing in foster care for years before I ever received many of these cases. However, I am being singled out for a problem that didn't begin with me, and that has been a problem in juvenile court for years.
All right.
So she's like, this isn't like a new thing. It's not just me, like, you know, bureaucracy.
Maybe there's so many cases.
Right? But she feels like Williams and these other people are like, we're going to find these things that we can.
Well, that's probably
true.
That's probably
and
true.
And it might be true, right?
Yeah.
So this is where we can kind of see, like, maybe there is some racial bias happening with this person. So I'm trying to play devil's advocate here. And I know I don't do that all the time, but
that's right.
When I was reading this, you know, and remember, she's the first Black female sitting in this position.
No,
like,
there's definitely bias there, but also
here.
if there's something they're going to call you out on, there is, and if that's a thing that happens in the court that this is that with other judges, then okay, I get it.
Yeah, but then you know, I was curious to know, like,
what are the other judges? What are their cases backlog look like?
So, the major incident. In January 2014, Judge Hunter was indicted on 8 charges, according to the Cincinnati Enquirer, and those charges dealt with document tampering, specific to the cases she was presiding over. So, what does that mean? Document tampering for Hunter meant backdating and forging documents to prevent prosecutors from appealing her cases. So, you know, there's a certain amount of time that you have that you can appeal. So she went back in some files and changed things around so that they couldn't be appealed.
Why would she do that?
Which I don't know.
So that her ruling stood, could stand, and then.
So I don't know.
Tina,
I don't know. So
why are you playing devil's advocate?
I know. That's not right. It's not right. No, forging documents, you can't do that. You can't do
come on, man.
The other allegation she faced surrounded her brother.
Okay, yeah. So what's this?
So Tracie Hunter's brother, Stephen, was also working in the juvenile court, and allegedly he punched a 15-year-old inmate in the face, and as a result, he lost his job, and rightfully so. Okay. So she used, this is where it's messed up.
Oh, bro.
She used her position to get access to his file and the file of this 15-year-old. And she may have tried to give, she tried to give that information to her brother's lawyer. So she met up with her brother. I know, it's wrong. She met up, this part is wrong. I'm going to say that she should not have done this.
God damn it.
So she took this file, gave it to her brother. Her brother then takes those, and they're confidential, right? And those files would have helped in the termination hearing that he was facing.
Oh, man.
So his attorney testified, basically saying that she didn't accept the files because it was unethical. So apparently, like, he meets her at this gas station, and he's like, I have these files, and she's like, I can't take this, right? Like, so she's like, so she doesn't go into detail about, like, what the files contain, but she's just like, it was unethical and I did not take them. So, like, I mean, that's in court. Like, I mean, it's over, right?
Come on.
So the other thing is she also may have arranged to have him work for the court, which...
I was going to say, how the hell did he get there? Was he there already? How did this happen? Yeah.
And according to the article, it would have allowed him overtime pay, and that was not allowed for relatives. So, there were things, not right. It's not right. Not right. So in addition to all of that, she was also charged with using the court credit card to pay her legal fees.
God, Tina, where's this list going to end?
I know.
I can't take it. What are you talking about?
She should have known
better. The court credit card to pay her personal legal fees?
And there may have been the travel credit card being used for non-travel purposes. All right, so this other charge gets added. So they start digging around, they always find stuff.
Oh my God.
So the charges were tampering with evidence, 2 counts, 2 counts of forgery, 2 counts of having unlawful interest in public contract, and 2 counts of theft in office. So when the indictment comes out, Hunter sends an email that says that the county, quote, was not ready for its first African-American Democrat judge.
Stop. Go ahead, sorry.
I understand many of the changes I made or was in the process of making were not always welcome. And she continues noting she has, quote, learned and understand that change is difficult for most people, especially after 110 years. So she really sees this as a racial, as an attack. And
No, it's not okay.
It's not okay to tamper with evidence. And it's not okay to try to get your brother out of the jam.
That people are pulling some sort of race, like the guys going after her about the cases. I totally get it. I think cases are backed up. She's probably not the only judge. I totally, that's legit.
Yeah.
But everything after that, you had a hand in, and you did.
She took files
so stop saying that, because what it does is it hinders other people of color who want to run for these seats, people are going to, you know what I mean? You're going to, I don't want to say pull a race card because that's the fucking worst thing ever. I'm not saying that. I'm saying it reminds me a lot of Kwame Kilpatrick, who was a fucking criminal.
Yes. And doing
awful fucking things. And he was like, and then he and his parents were running around going, they're attacking me because I'm black. Like, that's not the case. He was involved in shady shit, and he happened to be black. That's what the case was. So, and the same thing here. Yeah, this is. I mean, this isn't like this isn't Kwame level. Yeah, no, Kwame was like insane, but this is like not okay to do these things.
No, it's not okay. And I understand that the desire to want to help a family member out of a jam, and
of course, but I get that. Yeah, but she has worked her entire career, went through 2 years of a re-election, counting votes, to sit as a judge and be the first person in 110 years to hold the honor of being that person, to break those barriers and break the glass ceiling of having a black woman as a judge. And then she's going to use that as, I didn't do, the credit card stuff alone pisses me the fuck off. I know. Like, come on, honey.
So at one of her hearings, Hunter said, quote, "I take great exception to your disparagement of my name in this courtroom today. I'm not sure what you mean by the term that this defendant is gaming the system, but let's be clear. The only gaming that is going on in Hamilton County is by the Hamilton County Juvenile Court Judge, John Williams, the last 9 months." Ooh. So she feels like he's after her.
He probably is, but you also gave him ammunition.
I know.
You also did some things here. So
Judge Norbert Nadel is set to preside over Hunter's case, and at the first trial date, Hunter asks him to step down, and she says, quote, "I just wanted to put on the record that I would like to make an oral motion to remove yourself as judge from this case because I do not believe you can rule impartially and fairly. I just wanted that for the record."
Wow.
So she feels like, Nadel is like friends with William, and I can imagine
she's absolutely right. That it also reminds me of Barack Obama. Mm-hmm. He had to be the squeakiest clean motherfucker on the planet because he was the first black president, and he knew. Yes. He knew. He wore a tan suit and they fucking attacked him. God. There's nothing you can do. You have to be as squeaky clean, and it's fucking bullshit because this country is racist as fuck.
It is.
But black people more than anyone else know that. They know that. And it's a really fucking shitty position that they have to be hold themselves up to this highest fucking standard. And especially if you were the first of whatever. It's really unfortunate because she is an incredible woman, like seriously very bright. Like this is insane.
And she did great
her
work
background's
with kids.
Incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just really unfortunate. But yeah, of course they're going to come after you, but you cannot do these things. Can't do it. And fuck your brother. He punched somebody.
Well, and
you
guess
can't do anything for him.
Her brother testifies against her.
What the fuck? What?
Yeah, I mean, he goes to court and he says that she gave him the records, and some of them included the teen's medical records.
Oh my god!
Yeah, and that was like the damning tell. Like once that happened, it was what are you gonna do?
Everybody,
there's this brother,
poor woman. Now, all right.
So I'm on the inside. So in the end, according to WCPO, the jury finds Hunter guilty of, quote, having unlawful interest in public contract, which basically is about giving her brother the documents. Like you can't do that. But that was it. That was the only thing that she ended up guilty for.
Okay.
And Judge Nadel had this to say after the verdict was read. "I believe the evidence showed serious ethical violations, which included, among others, nepotism, improper judicial temperament, tardiness in rendering decisions, and denying public access to your courtroom. Since ascending to the bench, Judge Hunter has gone from great role model to convicted felon."
Woo!
Now, he brings up all of those things, right? Like the nepotism with the brother, the poor judgment in taking those files, taking too long to rule on those cases. Like he kind of just wraps it all up in this little statement, denying public access, meaning like the newspaper reporters can't come in. So according to WCPO, Hunter is sentenced to 6 months in prison.
What?
1 year of community control sanctions, which could include probation, like stay at a halfway house, things like that, and court costs, which in the end cost her $34,000. Now, I'm not making excuses for criminal behavior, but there are so many judges that we have done on this show who have been the most horrific of human beings, and they walk away. Like, this is like...
6 months in prison?
Yeah, it's not right.
That's fucking upsetting.
Right. It's not right.
That's insane. She should have maybe got probation.
Yeah, or maybe you don't get the job.
And you lose your job. Yeah, my God.
Yeah. No.
Does she go to prison? Does she lose her law license?
So, at the time, Hamilton County Democrats criticized the sentencing.
Yeah.
And the chairman, Tim Burke, wanted the judge to delay sentencing while they waited for an appeal. He wrote a letter signed by 56 Democrats, and WCPO printed an excerpt that read, quote, "All across the country, serious questions of trust are being raised about the fairness of our justice system and matters involving race. To sentence to jail the first African-American judge to ever be elected to our juvenile court will only deepen that mistrust."
Yeah, this is fucked up.
And Judge Hunter said, quote, "I've lost hope in the justice system, which is why I became a judge in the first place.
Oh, my God.
I've not lost faith in God, even though they've tried to drive me out of this city."
Woo!
So, like, that was the thing. Like, I was like, okay, 6 months in jail, I think, is cuckoo. Like, she gave him some, like, it's bad. Like, I get it. But I don't think she deserves, I just don't. So, some of the aftermath. According to the Cincinnati Enquirer, Judge Hunter was disqualified as judge while the charges were pending. She was allowed to maintain her $121,350 salary until the case was officially closed. But once the verdict came in, she lost her salary, and she also lost her law license. So she can't even be a lawyer.
Jesus Christ. This brother better be fucking out of my life. Brother better hit the fucking road.
Now, here was something interesting. According to WCPO, 3 of the 12 jury members were black. And they stated that the forewoman pressured them into a guilty vote. That jury pressure, I feel like you're in a room, if everybody wants to go, like, and people, you might conform, or, I can imagine, and pressured them into a guilty vote. And they also claimed there were racial overtones. Hunter asked the judge to poll the jury. So sometimes you can, like, when the verdict comes in, hey, poll the jury. The judge declined and did not poll the jury. He said he didn't feel the need to, but 2 of those 3 black jury members stated that if they were polled that day, they would have renounced the guilty verdict.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And she also tried to have a new trial based not only on the testimony of the black jurors, but she claimed that the jurywoman lied under oath. Supposedly, when asked if she was ever, the jurywoman, ever the victim of a crime, she said no. But she was sexually abused by a priest, and Hunter felt that was important because she may have had a bias against the church or religious figures, and she's a minister. So she's like,
it all plays into it.
It could, right?
Of course.
And the judge denies these requests.
This fucking judge.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like they're out for her. So she goes to the Court of Appeals, and finally in 2016, so she has this conviction, and then it takes all these years, or like appeal. The court upholds the conviction. Hamilton County special prosecutors then drop all the remaining charges. So they have this one charge, they uphold the conviction, and she's supposed to start her sentence on May 20th, 2016 for those 6 months. So the big story that occurred with this case was when she was ordered to begin her sentence. So that happens, and then I think she tries to do other appeals, but then finally in 2019, she's supposed to do the 6 months. Okay. And she's in court, and she basically is dragged out of the courtroom.
Like physically?
Yeah, physically, like they're dragging her out because
to take her to prison.
To take her to prison. I noted that, like, awful. She's there and she kind of just goes limp.
Oh my God.
And they just drag her out.
Oh my God.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
Fuck.
So, and there were a couple other reports where 2 other incidents, I believe, while she was at court, she kind of had like a panic. It was when all this stuff was like boiling.
Think about what this woman has done. But think about her fucking life. She's brilliant. Yes. She's a brilliant fucking woman who has fought against everything that everybody told her she could never do.
Yes. And she
fought, and she was strong, and she was brave, and she fucking did it.
Yes.
Demanding a recount. My God.
Yeah, and she made a mistake.
And she made a mistake, but my God, this woman, and the fuck that everything stacked against her, including her own fucking family, and it's all coming down to, like, here's now you're thinking you're 3 years out waiting.
Yeah.
I'd fucking go limp. Forget about it.
So the sheriff at the time, Jim Neal, said that her safety was his number 1 concern. And he says, as sheriff, Miss Hunter's personal well-being and safety will be my number 1 priority while in the Justice Center. Miss Hunter will be housed in the medical facility within the Justice Center, where she will be constantly monitored by security staff and medical professionals.
Okay.
So, I don't know if that was like for the whole time, but I would imagine that as a judge who has put people away, like they're in more danger than other people. I hope that she was, in a place that was safe for that amount of time.
Yeah.
And Ohio State Senator Cecil Thomas said at the time that her conviction was unlawful and felt that she may have been the victim of corruption. So some points of interest. I just put in like the legal fees of all this that cost the taxpayers. Like it was like $900,000. Like it's ridiculous. But one thing she did that I kind of liked that she when she was a judge was she stopped a policy where juvenile defendants were shackled in court. So, kids come in and they're kids, and she said it wasn't good for them and that they should only be used, the shackles, if there is a danger to, the juvenile or to others, or if there was a major flight risk. And she had a lot of years working and advocating for kids. So I thought that was something positive, like don't have them shackled and walking in the courtroom like that, like they're still children and, there's still time, but I feel like the message that could send and like, I don't know. I like that. In 2013, 30 people complained to the county commission stating that Williams has this pristine, remember I said he got to pick his courtroom? Yeah. So they come in and they're like, Williams has this awesome courtroom and Hunter has this dump of a courtroom and it's not fair. So like they felt like she wasn't given the same treatment or respect. So, again, there's that tension there. And then, like I said, she was taken to the hospital a couple of times, and a supporter of Hunter, Cecil Thomas, he said, when you read all that's being written, it can wear on you. So again, that's like that pressure. Yes. Hunter wanted to run for her seat again in 2016, but she was suspended, remember? And then her conviction made her ineligible because she lost her law license. And she was released in October 2019 after serving 75 days of her sentence. The sheriff, according to WHIO, explained that he did a 3-for-1 credit for her time served because she was helping to counsel women in prison. Wow. Upon release, she had this to say: I am still strong, I am still here, I am still standing, and I am still ready and committed to fight for justice and equality until truth and righteousness prevails. Jail did not destroy my resolve to pursue what is right, and that is only my complete exoneration. Wow. And then in July 2021, a Court of Appeals ruling may result in her getting remember she had to pay $30,000. She might get half that money back. Wow. So that's the story of Judge Tracie Hunter. Amazing. Sad. It's sad. I don't think she deserved to go to jail. I don't think she deserved to be blown up like she did. Definitely lose her job. Yeah, she shouldn't be a judge. Maybe get a suspension from her license for a year. Or something. Pay the fees. Or be able to have it reinstated after a certain amount of time, take the bargain, whatever. Yeah. That's bullshit. But it's a loss of her expertise and everything. It's incredible. It really is. And we're back. So, today, we did, we took a little break, drove down to the beach. Yes. Which is true. Florida style. Hi. Get in the car, honey, it's time to leave. So, today, I'm going to cover former Congressman David Wu. Oh. Yes. Now. Do I know this person? It sounds... Maybe. It's fairly recent, so it's possible. Okay, so... I'm closing my computer so I can be all ears. All right, good. So David Wu was born in Hsinchu, Taiwan. His parents were from Shuhao in Jiangsu province and settled in Taiwan due to the Chinese Civil War. His family moved to the United States in 1961. He spent his first 2 years in the U.S. in Latham, New York, where his family were the only Asian Americans in town. He received his Bachelor of Science degree in biology from Stanford University in 1977 and attended Harvard Medical School for a time, but he did not complete his medical studies because he changed course and went to Yale Law School, where he got his Juris Doctor degree in 1982. I mean, Stanford, Harvard, Yale, it's pretty impressive. Yes. He served as a clerk for a federal judge. In 1984, he joined the Miller Nash Law Firm, and in 1988, he co-founded the law firm of Cohen and Wu, focusing on representing clients in Oregon's high-tech development sector centered in Silicon Forest. So he's moved to Oregon. That's where he's living. He marries Michelle Reinmiller in 1996, and they have 2 children together. Lovely! Uh-oh. Okay, so he was first elected to the U.S. House of Representatives in 1998, succeeding Democrat Elizabeth First.
He was subsequently reelected in 2000, 2004, 2006, and 2008.
Okay, so maybe this is why the name sounds familiar.
Yeah, probably. And I think if you saw his picture, he would look familiar.
Okay.
He was a member of the New Democrat Coalition, a group of moderate Democrats in the House. In 2009. 2009. What did we talk about? We need those medieval progressives, right? Like even then, especially then, maybe the country would look a little bit different right now.
Yes.
In 2009, he received a 100% rating from the NARAL, the Pro-Choice America.
Oh, good.
He's a Democrat. He was also a member of the executive board for the Congressional Asian Pacific American Caucus and served as the chair from January 2001 through January 2004. He funded virus research at the Oregon Health and Science University that may be the first effective treatment vaccine for AIDS.
Wow.
Incredible. He authored legislation to promote research and product development by small businesses using a portion of federal research grants. He was a staunch supporter of science and research at both the basic and applied levels. In the House, Wu was known for taking a strong stand on human rights and the rule of law, sometimes at the risk of his own seat.
Wow.
So because he favored... he opposed granting most favored nation trading status to China because of the human rights violations that were there.
Okay.
And this kind of went against two major corporations that were in his congressional district, Nike and Intel. Because they did a lot of work with China.
I wonder why.
But he was like, I don't care, because they probably gifted his campaign, etc. And he's like, I don't give a shit. I'm not for this, right? So, he was a strong advocate for the NASA, the space program. And he sat on this. Yeah, he sat on the space subcommittee. He was a part of all of this. I'd go into more and more and more, but let's just get to it. Since this was a very long podcast in the beginning. And we're here for the dirt, Tina. We're here for the juice.
Yes, give me all the dirt.
Love it.
What could he have done? He's pro-choice, he's pro-science, he's anti-human rights violations. I mean, what did he do?
Well, I'll give you a clue. He's a man.
Oh.
So, oh.
That's
my favorite emoji face is this face. I was like, that's my new favorite emoji. Because that's me constantly walking around like, I don't know what's going on. Okay, so on October 12th, 2004, the Oregonian, which is the main paper in that state, published a 3,000-word article on a 1976 incident in a dormitory at Stanford University.
They went back to 1976?
Yes.
So someone came out.
That's right. So now 2004, remember, he was elected in 98, 2000, 2004.
Yes.
But
he's around for a while.
This happens, and he gets reelected after this comes out, so...
Because people don't care.
But it's in the middle of his campaign, to get reelected. So according to this article, the couple, which is David Wu and this woman who is not named, dated. They met their freshman year at Stanford University, and they dated in their junior year. So they knew they were friends for a while. But that spring in 1976, she broke things off. So they weren't together very long. A few months later, after they break up, an encounter occurred that neither wanted to discuss. So that summer, the 21-year-old Wu was brought to the campus police annex after his ex-girlfriend said he tried to force her to have sex, according to Raoul K. Niemeyer.
He's a rapist.
A patrol commander who questioned him, right? So
I thought you were going to tell me some adultery,
It was attempted. Okay. So he had scratches on his face and his neck, and his t-shirt was stretched out of shape. This all happened. That night she was
this attempted?
Yes. Yeah. Because someone had interrupted the scuffle in the woman's dorm room.
Oh my God.
Okay. A Stanford professor said that the woman told him the next day that Wu had angrily attacked her. An assistant dean who counseled the woman for 2 months said that the woman called it attempted rape and that Wu used a pillow to muffle her screams.
Oh my God.
So he told police that...
So he's angry. He's angry. Mm-hmm. He's like, she broke up with me, and he is angry, and he still wants her and wants to control her.
Yeah, yes. And probably... He
could kill her.
And probably she let him in the room because they knew
dated,
each other.
Yes.
Yeah,
I mean...
She didn't expect this
It's not some stranger.
Yeah,
it's not like some... Yeah. This is someone that she knew and once trusted.
Yeah. So Wu told police that what happened was consensual.
Oh.
He said, quote, I was with my girlfriend and we just got a little carried away. This is what the police officer remembered. Okay? So after that,
it was just
after
a little
he said
rough
that,
house.
Yeah.
It was just a little rough house.
Yeah.
Okay.
She misinterpreted the situation. Meanwhile, the scratches on him probably said otherwise.
Yes. But it was 1970, so they probably said, oh, yeah, of course, she's a little wildcat.
Right. Right. So after he said this, that he got carried away, he clammed up, and he didn't say another thing. So when the story comes out in 2004, Wu releases a statement. Right now, he's a sitting U.S. House rep.
Yes,
he's running for re-election.
Yes,
and he said,
and he's talking about human rights violations, and you're violating people.
Yeah,
give me a break.
He said, "Quote: As a 21-year-old, I hurt someone I cared about very much. I take full responsibility for my actions, and I am very sorry. This single event forever changed my life and the person that I have become." End quote. I gotta tell you, I hate when politicians say this shit. When they've done something so fucking outrageous and they're like, but it made me a better man to understand that I have an issue. No, that's not. This is who you are. This is who you are.
Yeah. And if you didn't get interrupted, what would have happened? Exactly. And if you never got caught.
Yeah. Like this is, you see that fly? This is who you are. Okay, so Wu's admission comes out after the Oregonian published its account of the incident that day, and then he previously had declined multiple requests for interviews about the matter and did not respond to written questions. His campaign manager said that the Portland Democrat, Wu would not answer any quote unsubstantiated allegations, end quote. And he was not arrested. The woman ultimately declined criminal prosecution and did not file a formal disciplinary complaint.
At the college?
At the college when it happened. And
so there's nothing on the record.
No, but before the next school year began, Wu was deselected for a job as a dormitory resident assistant. So the school was alerted, red flag. This isn't somebody you want in charge of anybody,
especially underclassmen or new. Oh.
So this comes out in 2004. All right, he gets reelected. I guess the people in Oregon didn't think that was that big of a deal. So, but we know who he is, I said, right? So what do you think happens?
I think more women come out.
What happens is he does it again, but in real time.
No!
Yeah.
There has to be other people in between this time.
I absolutely think that's
there has to be other people.
It's not the case.
Suddenly absolutely. In 1977 and then 30 years later?
Absolutely. I totally agree
and they're
with
not
you.
Coming out about it.
Totally agree with you. So,
oh my God.
On July 22nd, 2011, the Oregonian reported that an 18-year-old woman left a voicemail at Wu's campaign office accusing him of an unwanted sexual encounter.
Oh my God.
He was 56 at the time. Could you imagine this 56-year-old creep coming at you as 18? A baby.
A baby. God.
The woman is the daughter. Now, we don't know who she is because this paper has rules that
you protect the victim.
You protect the victim. So they don't name her. And they didn't really name a lot of details about her family because it would probably really point to who she is.
Okay.
But she's the daughter of a longtime friend and campaign donor of his.
Oh,
okay. So one person,
and so then she knew him.
Yep.
She probably grew up around him,
just like this
and
girlfriend,
she
right?
Him.
Just like the girlfriend who let him in.
Oh,
right.
I have goosebumps.
So one person who heard the voicemail described the woman as upset, breathing heavily, and was quote distraught.
Oh,
in the voicemail, the young woman accused Wu of aggressive and unwanted sexual behavior. Again with the aggression, right?
Oh my God.
He acknowledged the encounter and said it was what?
Consensual.
Oh,
okay.
Because every 18-year-old is dying for this 56-year-old fucking old creep to fucking come at her, right? That's what she's looking for? Are you really, really going to say that? I mean, no offense to 56-year-old, because I would probably at this age might not mind a 56-year-old because I'm I'm the day away from being 44. But an 18-year-old, you're a grandpa. You're a grandpa to this girl.
And even and maybe there is some 18, 19, 20-year-olds who want someone older. Who knows?
Please.
And if it is a consensual relationship, fine. Maybe who knows?
I love
this is not.
It's not okay.
This is
not aggressive?
Okay. No, this is assault.
That when he approaches and she's like, "No," that's a time to back off. But he doesn't. He keeps coming at people. And I got to tell you, I love my 40-year-old, 50-year-old dudes. I'm here for you. Honestly, and I know that my skin shows how old I am. I understand, but I'm also
you're hot.
I'm here for it, right?
Look at this.
Please believe me. Oh, thank you. Oh, let's do our little.
Let's do
our video. Love you. But I gotta I'm gonna clue you guys in on something. 18-year-old girls don't think that you're cute.
No.
I hate to tell you. I know you want to look at them and you're desiring and you're probably doing a little bit of this.
18-year-olds think 35-year-olds are like grandpas.
Yeah.
Like boomers.
They are not into you
at
all.
They're not.
Even a Ryan Gosling. I swear to Christ, I pointed Ryan Gosling out to my daughter and I was like, oh, he's so cute. She's like, ugh.
Yeah.
Now he's fucking hot as hell.
Yes, but he's old.
but he's old to my daughter.
Yeah.
Like these girls are not into you.
It should be that way.
They're not into you. Absolutely. It's supposed to be that way. Do you think I was ever into 44-year-old? No, I am now.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you that.
But at 12, no.
Okay.
No,
please.
That's
understand.
why there was what was it, Teen Bop or
the
Heartthrob, whatever.
It's okay, and that's okay. That's how it's supposed to be. And honestly, I always thought, like, when I see relationships where someone's like 20 years older, I'm like, what are they possibly talking to this girl about? Like, what are the conversations? But there is no conversations. It's
well, who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, I can't make judgments. I'm so sorry. I don't want to make judgments.
This is making me think about. I'm late to the game in this a little bit. But it's that show. It's called The Morning Show.
Oh yeah.
And it's on Apple, and it deals with the whole show is about assault. Like it centers on this issue of assault, and
it's a Matt Lauer kind of character.
Yes. But the thing that I found really interesting in the first season, and then they do have the episode that demonstrates one of these encounters, is that this man, genuinely believes that he has done nothing wrong.
Right.
And that's like it's. Yeah. And he's there with another character who's like a Harvey Weinstein kind of guy that's just a pig. It's Martin Short. Yeah. So this Martin Short character, he's like, he's an obvious pig. He's an obvious
I remember
predator.
Yes.
And there's this moment where he's like, I'm not like you. But you are like him.
Yeah.
You are you. And then when that girl says, like, I kind of froze there, like she didn't know what to do.
Right.
And I think that there are many people who would watch that scene and think that wasn't an assault.
Right.
And it is.
Absolutely.
And it is. It's an abuse of power.
It's the power
flip. The power dynamic there.
Yeah.
And the fact that he is just so desperate to think that he is innocent. It's and this is what I'm thinking of here, is that this guy thinks that somehow, because of who he is, you should be thankful that I'm even looking your way.
Yeah.
And I'm doing this favor for you. It's so disgusting.
Yeah.
It's so disgusting. And I even said to my husband, I said, I want you to watch this scene and I want to see your perspective as a man of what you think happened here. And he's like, I'm not watching it.
Oh, but God, come on, we need your help here. Help us.
Help. And then, but we did have the conversation because I talked to him about it, and he did agree that it's the power.
It's
the power piece.
I don't want to go off the fucking road here from the story because I'm this close to being done. But I will say this: I don't know if you've ever watched Love Is Blind, that reality show on Netflix. The first season was good. The second season, it's insanity. Like, people meet in these pods. You don't get love. You meet someone, you fall in love with them without ever seeing them, and you get engaged like in this pod within like a week or 2 weeks. Because
why does everyone have to get married? I don't understand.
This is not the week to ask me that question.
But I mean, The Bachelor, the Islands,
He's the one for me. Like, these people fall in love in 2 seconds, which is like, all right, whatever.
Well, fine, like, have fun.
But there's a guy named Shake who was on this second season. He is a fucking pig, and he's asking him stuff like in the pods, like, if I went, do you like going to shows? Oh, you like going to concerts? If we were at a concert, could I lift you up and put you on my shoulders? Like, trying to figure out how big they are. Oh, I like to buy women's clothes. Women like clothes. Like, what size do you wear? And so, like, if throughout the entire show, he met this woman and like got engaged. She was stunning, like incredibly beautiful. He wasn't attracted to her, and off camera told everybody. So you're watching the show, like, she doesn't know. Now, she says no to him at the altar because behind the scenes people were saying to her, like, this is what he's saying to me. And she's like, oh my God, he's not.
Oh, wait, how do they all talk to each other?
Because then they come out of the pods, they see each other, and then they go to Mexico, and they meet, and they fuck or whatever. Then they get married like a couple weeks later.
It sounds horrible.
It's fucking wild, girl. It's wild.
Horrible.
But at the reunion show that I watched yesterday, the entire cast fucking hates this guy and came for him, and like everything he said, he was a fucking pig. But it's the same thing.
Yeah,
where like he doesn't even know.
He doesn't realize.
He doesn't even know that he's a fucking pig.
And is it just?
And I feel it's almost like I feel sorry for him because he will be alone the rest of his life.
Well, there was a moment in that, and I'm sorry for those of you who haven't seen it, or if I'm spoiling things for morning show. Like, forgive me, it's been out for a couple of years. Give me a break.
Who can't act in it? I don't know, but I watched it and I was like, did they forget how to act?
I know, but she But he says, because she's like, I looked up to you, all of this, and he's like, I made $20 million a year. What did you expect would happen? It's so disgusting. Yeah, he's like, you knew what you, and she's like, but people can't just hang out. So then there it is. It's like they want it both ways. Like, oh, what, we can't just hang out. But then if a woman does hang out, then there's still the sexual expectation.
Right.
It's not right.
I know.
Nobody owes you anything. Women don't owe men anything.
No. But it is a thing. It's a thing about being in charge and having that power. They think that sexual favors and sex goes along with being that powerful. Meanwhile, it's not that good. Yeah. It's about their dicks they're getting off and not about the woman at all. No. Again, back to the abortion argument.
Yes.
Back to these guys who don't know what it's like to care for, love,
and spend the time.
Yeah, give the time because it matters to them that the other person feels good.
No, they don't care. They they just want to get their rocks off.
Yeah.
All right, so what happens?
Okay, so he acknowledges. Okay, so I said it was consensual. So House Minority Leader at the time, Nancy Pelosi, called for an ethics investigation into the allegations.
Good.
And Wu initially indicated that he would not resign, but would also not seek re-election in 2012. Several days later, however, Wu announced he would resign following a resolution of the 2011 U.S. debt ceiling crisis. So it's like they wanted him to vote on this and then get the fuck out. And so he resigned on August 3rd, 2011, and that was it. He left office.
He resigned.
The end.
He resigned.
Yeah.
How many Republicans resigned? Not many. I feel like Democrats almost always resign.
Yeah.
We're still waiting for Matt Gaetz to resign.
By the way, isn't it fucking now? Maybe
it's off radio silence.
Maybe he's off my radar, but
it's radio silence about he's a sexual predator.
He is, and also
he's a sexual predator with minors.
Yeah, but also because his friend who was on these escort sites with him and his girlfriend at the time have both fucking flipped.
Please let this
so
be.
It has been
jerk off.
We've heard nothing from him. Fucking nothing from him. That's incredible to me.
Yeah,
girl.
Where's the news on that?
Yeah, I love
Where's the news?
Hey, that's all right.
I'm waiting. Waiting. I am waiting for him to go to jail.
Yeah.
With those squinty eyes and that Joker smile. Like, ugh. He's so disgusting.
I know. I love it, though. I love every second of it.
Ugh.
I wanted to mention that we had our first Odd Pods Media board meeting this week, and we were able to get on this Discord chat to do the board meeting, and we got to finally for the first time sit in a room
everybody's faces.
and see everybody's faces, and it was so fucking awesome. And Smoke from Because Fuck You That's Why podcast. Can I say what he said in the thing? Well, he talks about all the time, getting high. Yeah, he talks about getting high. His name's Midnight Smoke.
His name's Smoke.
Anyway, he in the middle of the board meeting, he goes, I don't know, man, I just hit the bong. And I fucking died laughing.
He's the best.
And I immediately looked at Tina, and she was like, ah! I was like, oh my God. And I said to Tina, goes, he's my favorite. I said, yes, can we just have Midnight Smoke come on the podcast?
Yes.
I would fucking love that so much.
Oh, that would be amazing.
We could all be floating in the clouds, bitch. I mean, I fucking love him. I love him.
Yes.
He's so funny.
He was funny.
But that was fun. It was good to see everybody on there and to be a part of that Odd Pods Media family.
Yes. Odd Pod fam.
Hashtag Odd Pods fam. I feel like there was something else I wanted to bring up, and now I don't know what that is. Let me get back to my notes.
We're having a big birthday spectacular.
Yes. So tomorrow's my birthday, and we're gonna do roller skating, and we're gonna do karaoke. I hope everybody shows up. I feel like I am asking too much of everyone, and you're like, no. But I just feel like I'm asking too much of people to celebrate my birthday, but also let's have fun. Let's have fun.
And then we have a thing Saturday.
What's Saturday?
Saturday is the gala.
Oh
yes,
no!
Yes.
Oh no! That's this Saturday?
Yes, the 12th.
The Broward one?
Yeah.
It's the 12th?
It's the 12th.
Oh fuck!
I'm pretty sure it's the 12th.
So
I double checked it.
I mean, we have a good friend, Melissa.
Yeah, amazing.
Who I love. Oh my God, I love. But she's like, I want to buy a table at the Broward, the Broward Dems Gala.
And
would
she
you come?
Us,
and I said, she called me and said, would you come? These tables are expensive, by the way.
I know.
And I was like, I don't think so. She goes, well, Tina's going to go. She goes, I asked Tina and Alfredo. I go, what'd they say? And she goes, they said yes. And I said, I'll double check with them because I thought maybe they were pulling her leg. Like, yeah, we'll go, but you wouldn't go. But yeah, then I see Tina and she goes, guess what? There's a party. We get to go to. There's free food and there's free drinks and we're going to have so much fun. And I was like, wow, what's a party? And I knew. I go, did Melissa ask you to go? And she goes, yeah. I go, God damn it. Shit. So I'm probably just going to wear some old outfit. I gotta. Yeah, and then I said to somebody else, I'm not going to say who I said this to because it's not appropriate, but I said to someone else, are we really doing this? And she was like, we do the fucking work.
Yes.
We're going to go there. We're going to make fun of them. And we're going to eat their food and we're going to go over here and talk shit. And we're going to eat their food and drink their drinks. Yes. And that's the end of that. And I was like,
let's do it.
All right. I only sit here and talk shit about every single person on that board all the time and talk about how ineffective the Broward Democratic Party is. But sure, I'll fucking roll in
I will say,
as if I belong
there. Say that they have been doing these weekly like VR trainings, and they have been doing weekly get out the vote efforts.
Okay, and I'm going to say to you, like I said,
the person in charge of that has been just like email.
You're supposed to do that. Good. Yeah. That's what you're supposed to be doing.
So that's been. So I do want to acknowledge that.
I would love to see who we can see there. I mean, the who's who. I mean, I don't know. I would love to see.
Maybe your secret super boyfriend will be there.
Oh God!
I gotta figure out what I'm wearing. What am I wearing?
I think I'm gonna wear my feathered jumpsuit that I wore to the Dolphins Gala 2 years ago. I don't know if it'll fit me anymore because
Hi. I don't know what I'm wearing.
Well, that'll be good because I'm gonna have the end of my week is gonna be pretty bad. But I think that will make me even more depressed. So that's good. I'll go into the rest of my...
It's gonna be great.
You think it'll be fun?
Yes. We're all going to be there. It's going to be a fabulous time.
Wow, this is a full... I did not realize it was the 12th.
I think it's the 12th.
I think it's later. I thought it was like the 26th.
Oh, maybe I'm wrong, but I think it's the 12th.
I think that's it. Yeah.
All right,
so let's end this biatch.
All right, bye.
Bye.